let's move on to the Super League, the European Super League. What a shit show this was. Literally,
This.
it went from starting up to dying within like 4 days, and there was a whole mess with it. What were you saying, KB? You want to comment on the Super League?
I forgot what my train of thought was. It's just dumb, I guess. I don't even know. I was gonna say something, but I forgot what I wanted to say.
Mm.
Oh shoot. But yeah, like this thing started. It started making noise like last week, and it got shut down within the same week. Like how many teams? How many teams joined that thing? 1, 2, 3, 4,
12.
5,
So
6,
there was 12 founding teams.
12 teams.
Uh, we got Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, AC Milan, and Inter Milan. And for those who know football, that's like pretty much all the major. That's literally all the major teams except for Bayern, Dortmund, and PSG. So, that's all of them. That's all the big boys. That's all the big monsters. Um, so this whole thing caused a shit ton of fan uproar. You can go on any post from these teams that didn't say cancel Super League, leave the Super League, F the Super League, no Super League, blah blah blah. Like I don't know if you've been watching on the social media lately, KB, or if you were this week, but that's all I've been seeing in these comments. So then it becomes a whole beef between UEFA and the Super League. Um, and then obviously UEFA's got the fans on their side because for those that don't understand the fan uproar, let's get into that first. Kimi, do you wanna kind of explain it? Like you've been a fan of football for a long time.
I mean, but then again, like I don't. Whenever I look at this thing, I don't look at it from a fan's point of view. I just look at it from a business point of view. You know what I mean? Like I understand why fans are pissed, but I don't know. Like from a business point of view, everyone's looking to make the revenue.
Yeah.
Especially with this COVID thing happening. So like it makes sense on why people wanted to invent a Super League or wanted to go.
Yeah,
ahead
yeah,
with
no, it
Super
makes
League.
sense to me too. But I'm
But
saying like for those that need to understand why the fans are upset, like
I mean, they're just trying to just keeping it like they're trying to make sure that the sport stays for the people, stays for the for the fans, I guess. But it's more like, yeah, like I get that, I understand that, but you know,
yeah.
it's,
I mean, to be
it's,
fair, we're both fans of teams that would be in the Super League and that are big money teams. So,
yeah,
but like basically the fan uproar is about like the teams that are not those expensive teams. You know, I'm wearing my AC Milan jersey on right now. Um, I thought I would pair good with the wig because I was getting roasted about being an AC Milan fan last week. There's our one Champions League. You see that? So, um,
one,
so um, basically the whole fan uproar is about teams that are not like these big teams that can make the money and who are always going to be set. It's about teams. They're afraid that we're not going to get stories like Leicester City, you know, like when they won the Premier League, when they got promoted, and then they won the Premier League and they had that team with Conte, Mahrez, Vardy, you know, like
yeah,
we all remember that story. How crazy it was. How like that's ridiculous. A team that was in the lower league got promoted to the Premier League, and then they went on to win the league. Like and stories like that with this Super League, people are afraid of that not happening anymore. Um, what I didn't entirely get is like this kind of hurt like the Champions League side, which is basically UEFA Super League. Let's be honest. Um, but this hurt the Champions League side of things. But from what I understood, they'd still be part of their leagues and still be playing games. People were upset that it basically means like it's like those leagues are not real leagues anymore. They're like sub leagues. You know what I mean? It's kind of like where those big teams would come to practice and they wouldn't start their best players and things like that. So that's another thing people were upset about. Yo man, I'm sorry. This week like all these hairs are falling all over my nose and my nose is itchy, bro. but
the wig effect.
the wig effect, bro. But yeah. So where was I going? The so basically what they would still be part of their leagues, but fans were upset that like it would basically become the secondary competition to the Super League. Like the Super League would be their focus, and then like those big teams wouldn't care about like winning the Premier League anymore, or
Yeah.
whatever league they were in before. Like like I think the Premier League is the only league that would actually be like pretty okay, just because of how big of a fandom English football is, and I think that's why those teams were the first teams to leave, which we'll get into. But like Serie A, like you take away Juventus, Inter, and AC Milan, like I don't know, you still got like Napoli and stuff, like you still got Roma, but like then after that, not much. The Spanish league, you take out like Atletico, Real, and Barca. Like who's the next best team? Sevilla, and that other Madrid team, the one that Jesus started on. I forget. Like that's their best teams. Like Real Sociedad.
Didn't Grisou play for Atletico?
Before Atletico, he played for another team, Real Sociedad. But yeah, like I personally wasn't upset about the Super League, and I know that's gonna upset a lot of people. But I know that's coming from someone who's a fan of a team that would be in the Super League, but like I wasn't upset about. I'm also like we're also Americanized, and we're used to having that like one single league of prime teams, so it's a little bit more of an easy concept for us. So we don't really have that, even though European descent, we don't have that European mindset, I guess. But yeah, you were feeling the same way, KB?
I mean, yeah, like I know I didn't feel any type of way towards the Super League. Like I didn't care for it that much. Like if they made it happen, they made it happen. That's more stuff for us to watch at the end of the day. But it's just like their motive was what had people pissed. Like it's just the fact that everything was so revenue based and everything. Like they just wanted their money at the end of the day. Like
so we're gonna get into that shit. So anyways, we got into the Super League versus UEFA now, right? So UEFA's doing a bunch of shit to try to fuck this league over, right? So they got the fans against them, which that's already a problem. Like if the fans are against you, and I'm talking about fans of even some of these super teams, right? Like Man City and like Liverpool, and all these fans were cheesed about their own teams. They were protesting their own teams that they're fans of. So we get into the UEFA Super League versus UEFA now, and UEFA is doing literally everything to make sure that this league gets fucked. And we'll get into why, because Killian said there's business and money in all this, and like these fans make me laugh because we ain't moving out here like as if UEFA are saints either. Okay, we're not moving out here like a UEFA saints either, and we're gonna get into that shit. But basically, UEFA comes out here and they're like, we're gonna ban all these teams from their leagues. So, okay, maybe if they stayed in those leagues, oh yeah, it'd be a minor league and but they'd still be playing in those leagues, wouldn't they? They'd still be in the leagues, but now UEFA is trying to take them out. Now the fans are like extra cheese. You're causing even more like problems because now those leagues are definitely gonna die because you're basically kicking the big teams out. Like what do you want to say, KB?
No, like they try to take the teams out. They try to stop players from playing internationally.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna get into.
Like that just. They had to do everything in order for them to...
They did everything. Imagine you stop the play. What the fuck? Why do the players need to be punished for? They're playing for those... What if you're a player on that team, you love your national team, you're on like a 5-year contract?
Yeah.
You can't play for your national team.
It's not even... The players don't even have a say. That's what I just don't... Like, suspending the players for that is just... I like, that was extreme measures by UEFA just to make sure that shit does not go as planned, because the players don't have it. The players don't have a say whatsoever. So I don't get it.
But you see what they did though, right? So they had the fans against them. Then by doing that, by trying to ban them from the world, they turned the players against their own teams. Whether they agreed or disagreed with the Super League, but if they banned them from Worlds, if they agreed with the Super League, they're definitely flipping the script on them too. Like they're definitely gonna be like, oh shit, now I don't want it no more.
Yeah.
And then they had UEFA. So they had UEFA versus them. They had the fans versus them. They had their own players against them. And within... That shit was announced like Sunday. I'll tell you by like Thursday this week, that shit was dead. Dead in the water. Right now, I think the only teams that still aren't officially out of the Super League are Juventus, AC Milan, Real Madrid, and Barca. Yeah, all the other teams dropped out.
The Juventus president is the one that wanted to make that shit
happen.
The
Juventus and the Real president, they're the ones, the OGs that started it all. I'll tell you this though, I see a Super League like maybe it failed this time, but I see that shit happening in the future. That idea is not dead, bro. I'm telling you, that shit gonna come back around. But
I would not be surprised.
yeah, but yo, so Super League gets canceled. There's been talks about UEFA with their new Champions League format coming out. So they put it out. UEFA's basically made the Super League. Like they basically made the Super League.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, starting in 2024 season, I got the details over here. So the current format is opening 32 teams, with a group stage, right?
Yeah.
And then they're divided into 8 groups of 4, right? So starting in 2024, there'll be a single league, Super League, basically made up of 36 completing clubs. So now it's going to be 36 teams instead of 32.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 more teams added in, and then under the new format, the teams will play 4 matches more than is in the current case. So 4 matches more per team, but they've also added 4 teams. So, so take those 4 teams, the total of games that the teams play right now plus 4, like that's quite a few games, right? Do you know how many games they play total in the Champions League right now?
So 1 team, 3 opponents times 2. Wait, you talking about group stages or the whole tournament?
Group stages all the way up.
Group stages, I know it has to be like 6 games, I want to say. Because 1 team, 3 opponents, 2 games each. So I want to say 6 opponents, and then after that it goes like after that it's just like it's basically 1 game. I mean second legs and shit. But like that's pretty much it. I don't know in total how many games they play.
So what's it? There's
16
after group
8,
stages.
14,
what is there? 4 stages? Is there like what is it? Is it quarter, semis, final, or is it?
No, there's something before quarters.
Okay, so there's 4.
Something.
So there's 4,
Yeah.
and they play 2 games each. So that's 8.
So
and you
8,
said 6 before. So
yeah.
okay,
It's like 14.
so 14. So
yeah.
they play 14 games. So now take. So 14 games per team, 32 teams. So 40 games per teams with 32 teams. Now it's 18 games per team with 36 teams. So like that's a lot of games. That's a lot of games. You're getting 4 times 32 plus I am about to do no quick maths to fail me, but you're getting 4 times 32, and then you're getting no, I'm tripping. No, I'm right. You're getting 4. I'm right. You're getting 4 times 32, and then you're getting 4 times 18. Add those together. That's how many more games a season you're getting. That's a lot of games. Yeah. So, that's ridiculous, bro. So basically, they created their own Super League.
They had to steal that idea some way, somehow, in order to put it better under their own terms.
But this
That's
is what
fucked up.
Damn, bro. Now I'm starting to get this weak hair in my throat and shit. What the fuck? this week's shitty, bro. But yeah. So they basically created their own Super League, and then y'all are gonna come out here and defend UEFA, bro. UEFA does the same shit, bro. They're also money hungry little fucks as well, bro. We know all the problems that soccer has had over the years, the betting, the way Serie A was back in the days. Like, we all know all the bullshit that's happened in soccer with money. Like, probably more than any other sport. Maybe other than boxing. I know boxing's had a lot of fixings and shit too. But, oh my god, I just swallowed one of these pink hairs, bro.
Damn. That wig has you going crazy, boy.
This wig infested, bro.
This what happens when you talk shit about PSG.
I didn't even talk shit, bro. I said they were good, that Bayern could come back. But anyways, we won't even get into that. Like, but yeah. So, are we absolving UEFA? Are these fans that were so upset basically cool with UEFA doing the same shit? And how do you feel about this, KB? Do you think, like, does it change much for you Champions League wise? Like 4 more teams, 4 more games per team, or do you like the old format just the way it is?
Nah, I feel like I'm gonna like this format more just because like there's more games, more people to watch, probably more teams involved. It all depends on where they add those 4 teams from.
So here's the thing. One thing to note: they will no longer play 3 opponents twice, and instead they'll face fixtures against 10 different teams, half of them at home and half of them away.
Yeah, that's cool too.
You cool with that?
Yeah, it all depends on where they add those 4 more teams, like from which league and the standings and all that stuff. Because I remember like a few years back, I think in the Premier League it was just like the 3 or 4 first teams in the league that would make it to the Champions League, and then after that the rest would be like from 4 to 6 they would end up in Europa League and shit. But I feel like we'll see what they're gonna do for this one.
Word. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really give a fuck about Champions League until after group stages anyways, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Like, I'll let that stuff run. Like, I don't watch all the games, and then when group stages are done, and we get into, like, the actual Champions League, then I start watching, and then I get into it. But yeah, so it doesn't change much for me. But, like, hey man, the Super League would have been kind of cool to see. I know it sucks for the smaller teams. I know for a fan, I'm an AC Milan fan, so they're ass, and I think that them being in the Super League would have brought them more monies and more money and more players, like top name players that would have wanted to come play for them, which would have been good for my team. Like, I look at teams like Arsenal, AC Milan, teams that are like really in the gutter these days. They're trash, and like I think that would have helped them a lot. But hey, man.
Imagine they had made some of the Super League shit like pay-per-view bullshit. And
then that would have been too much, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Cause that Super League was literally just based on like revenue. That's all it was. They didn't care for nothing else but the amount of money that shit could bring them.
Yeah, I mean they were kind of trying to do more like an NHL, NBA, like those type of ideas. Like have a single league of quality. And then like the BPL would become like the Australian League in basketball, like that's basically what the idea was and why people were kind of upset. But yo, anything else to say about the Super League, or are you comfortable? You think we covered everything?
No, we straight. We should be alright.
Alright.